Alright everyone, based on the success of the first Dailymotion push, which was really in the wake of my temporary deactivation a week ago, a lot of people joined up to the actual channel there. I'm asking you all to make accounts and to subscribe to me on Dailymotion. I know that some of you won't use it regularly. It literally doesn't matter for the metrics of the site. I'm trying to make it into the top 1,000 users or so. Managed to jump ahead 700 spots. I'm almost inside the top 1,200 now by subscriber count there. The reason why is this. Here's the fundamental truth, which is partially a negative thing on websites. The more people that are following your work, whether they're engaged with it or not, the more a person is rewarded algorithmically on a site, insofar as search in some cases, and in Dailymotion's case mostly for the purposes of making sure that you don't get abused. Because 3 times now, and this is why I'm doing this, 3 times now the algorithms on their site have identified innocuous tags within my video as inappropriate and banned me from the site. Each time I've emailed them, I've been restored. The first time was when, I can't remember how many people were following me there. It took, I think, days. The second time it took a few hours. The last time, now that I'm larger on the site, it only took like 30 minutes. My hunch is that Dailymotion prioritizes communication with, explanations to, and treatment of people who are big on the platform. And because it is a viable video service, it is a large video service. In fact, it's second in the world, especially within the Francophone world. I am trying to become as large as possible there. I do believe that there is a reason to invest time and resources in Dailymotion. Again, I realize that many of you may not use the site, but just the fact that you're following me there is beneficial in one other way, which is that, let's say something ever happens to me on YouTube. My stuff is all on Dailymotion. It'll be uploaded as normal there, unless I'm banned there as well. The same is true of BitChute. Again, people not following me on BitChute, they may say, well, I only look at you on YouTube. That's where I choose to watch you. For some reason you don't like BitChute or you just don't use it preferentially. That may be true. But what if I suddenly disappear from YouTube and you might not be notified of that? Keep it in mind. Well, you can still watch my things there. You might as well make an account now. There's no detriment to it whatsoever to content creators. If you're not on these sites, if you're not on BitChute and Dailymotion or some other combination of video sites, you're selling your fans short as well. Because what can happen is a service interruption, so to speak. Let's say even you've got everything backed up, because I back up all the the occult lit, the gardening videos stuff. A lot of my materials backed up too. Let's say though that I didn't have any of these other sites. I have to start from scratch at 0, number 1, when I move to a new service. Number 2, it's going to take me days, for my archive, weeks to upload that new material. Or I can just invest the extra 10 minutes per day to make sure that I'm putting it on these other sites, and I can be competitive in the here and now with the same material, not on 1 but on 3 different platforms. It simply makes sense. So I'm asking every single one of you to please make a channel there that, because of Dailymotion being less geared towards following, it is very, very easy to march up through the rungs there. In the wake of my last video, I went from just inside of the top 2,000, according to Social Blade, based on the number of people following the material there, to almost within the top 1,200. Jumped up about 700 slots. It's not going to be that difficult to make it inside of the top 1,000. At that point, I think that you end up on some of their aggregated lists and shit like that. I think that it is important. Yeah. I wish Social Blade would aggregate BitChute, by the way. It makes sense. It's becoming a larger video site. I think it's, at this point, it's definitely got more engagement than Vimeo does. And I think Vimeo's on there. Or is it Veo? It's one of those two, and I can never pronounce them properly. Who fucking cares? Nobody uses them. I think I've got accounts on both, but they're inactive. Like, I haven't logged into those in probably 3 or 4 years. Those were back in the era where I thought half-heartedly about backing up my material, but then decided against it until after the 2016 election, when I realized that tech censorship would become more and more prevalent. So yeah, if you like the content, it's good to follow me on multiple platforms. You should also, I don't know why anyone wouldn't be following on Gab that's already on Twitter. For example, Gab is now rising, Twitter's on the decline. There's a reason for that. It's declining quite simply because it's censoring everyone off the platform. That's why all of the craptivistic groups are so angry at Gab's existence, because it hasn't been destroyed by their efforts yet. BitChute, it's swiftly rising. I'm approaching 60,000 subscribers on that platform. It took me years and years and years. I can't remember how many years was I on YouTube till I hit 60,000. I think it was only in 2015, if I remember correctly. I'd been on the site since 2008, so it took a while. On BitChute, it took not even 2 years. Things are definitely going faster with the next wave of technology than they were the last wave of technology. It's an order of magnitude faster, really, if you're already there. Any content creator not attempting to populate their material on these other sites is really, really making, I think, a huge strategic mistake. Potentially a business mistake that could impact their income, their lives. Certainly a mistake with regards to the convenience of the people that follow their material, because some of these sites are rapidly innovating as well. And Dailymotion, for all of its kind of lack of innovation, is still a very good secondary site to back the material up and to make sure it is still there, still fully searchable for people in case something happens elsewhere. That's about all. Peace out.